Intra-tier 3v3 Capital Spire blue team. Angry Bird plays a Lord General. Fights range combat, starts off with this retinue to help him out. Very good defense and support abilities alongside. Floid is a big stompy Hive Tyrant, very durable commander that walks through cover and cannot be suppressed, fights in melee combat by default. Very good offense and support, starts off with a basic synapse. And rounding out blue team is Tyger as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and destructive commander that fights in melee combat, lots of spells to use, can also consume an allied model to regain some health and energy. Red team, first up is Adila in the north, up against Angry Bird as a Warlock, offensive melee commander with good mobility and fantastic disruption, can also tank damage with the right war gear and has that passive leap as you saw there. Alongside Dark Riku plays his Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat to start off, has a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura. And rounding us out is Noisy's teleporting mech boy. Fights range combat, does some good damage, can also disrupt, support, build structures and repair, but is not very tough. Capital Spire then, very compact 3v3 map, lots of tight passages for pathing to cut things off and catch stuff in. 494, 500, an early single for red. Nice to see all 6 factions represented in this game. Heretics taking damage. Look at the damage that Mech Boy is doing with his default gun. There's a Doom Bolt, the starting ability of the Chaos Sorcerer alongside Consume. Spore mines up for Floid and he's waiting for those, and now he's pushing in. Basically floating grenades that suppress and damage nearby units when they go off, including allies. Doesn't want to use it there because he'll hit Tyger's heretics, and he hasn't used it. Hive Tyrant pushing in. As you can see, the base is right next to the central raised platform. 478, 500. Let's look at the top. VP is uncapped. VP is running north to south on this map. None of the natural. Here's the mid one and here's the south one. Most of the action usually is in the mid where 2 players fight over this VP. Noisy with a single shooter boy squad. We see him do this sometimes. He will go straight into a pain boy or a storm boy squad or something. Scout squad capping the power. Howling Banshees coming in behind, chasing off that Hive Tyrant. Adila with double Dire Avengers. Howling Banshees in between. Tyger using his triple Heretic build, and he follows that up with double Havocs, and then usually sticks with that through tier 2 into some Predators in tier 3. Very effective. 478, 453, so triple for blue. They've taken the north. Adila now coming up though to go against Angry Bird. There is the Destructor. That is such a nasty starting ability against light infantry. Crazy stuff. Hormagaunts coming in though. Floyd supporting well. Retreat grenade misses. Warrior Brood are in there. Heavy infantry that leap into combat passively. There you see it. Really good disruption on those guys. Will also provide a basic synapse when the Hive Tyrant is not around. Really helping out these Hormagaunts with some damage and suppression resistance. Big shooters up on the shooter boys. They get 2 of them. They can suppress with aiming. What's that? Sniper scouts up for Riku. Don't see him use snipers very often at all. He has some assault marines as well. Jump troops that disrupt when they land, fighting melee combat with chainswords and bolt pistol. And red team are gonna get a 2-1. Look at this though. Angry Bird hitting power. There is 2 very natural powers for both teams, but it is a small map, so it's not overly difficult to hit them, especially the ones in the north. Once you turn away your opponent, you can usually get a good power harass in. These 2 here a bit tougher to hit, but as you can see, being hit here, the burners up on the sluggers, moving into a big fight there, and tactical marine with flamers as well. Is this triple grenade launcher heretics from Tyger? It is, and only a single Havoc so far. The aspiring champion for heretics now slightly cheaper in 2.1, down to 19.25 from 125. 455, 405 in a 2-1 cap for red team, and I think blue are going to lose that power completely. Adila now trying to push back against Angry Bird in cover with the Sergeant retinue member up for his Lord General. He can add to his retinue throughout the game. Instead of accessories for his commander, he gets retinue members, which is cool. 439, 405, plasma grenade almost finished off that sentinel. Noisy losing his shooters. He was trying to put up a mech boy turret here, but Floid shut it down. Is now taking that power. We have the Daka big shooter for the mech boy. 34 DPS on a teleporting command, and it's only 120 I think to purchase. Battery pack up also allows him to heal infantry and vehicles. Warlock immolator up to prevent Angry Bird putting a bunch of multi-laser turrets up here. He has Catachan Devils though, versatile infantry that can disrupt, support and counter melee squads. 383, 405, big engagement brewing in mid. Floyd forcing off the Orks. Noisy with just 2 squads is underpowered here. The turret did not pay off. 371, 405, Havocs, double Havocs up for Tyger. With that instant suppression from the heavy bolters. Suppress very quickly, even amongst other setup teams. Mech Boy teleports out. He's level 2. Apothecary also level 2, no war gear. Warlock level 1. Lord General level 1, no war gear. Does have that retinue member though. And Brood Nest goes up for the level 1 Hive Tyrant, also has no war gear. And Chaos Sorcerer level 1, no war gear, capping south. Blue team might get a triple here. They have that central power as well, which is very important. The only contested power on the map. There is a contested wreck point here and a contested wreck point here. 356, 398. There is the unreliable grenade launcher from the Catachans, disrupting this entire blob of infantry. That's how powerful it can be. Sentinel backing off, does have the ground pound. So he has Catachans and the ground pound stomp to try and control those Howling Banshees. 356, 373. There is the triple for blue. Making up those VPs very quickly. Tactical Marines retreat. They were suppressed by the Havocs. That Brood Nest is up, allowing blue team to reinforce their stuff here. Also giving some health regeneration. That's a very powerful global on this map. Can also make turrets work really well in the mid. Now look at this. Tyger hitting generators from the middle with these grenade launchers. Gonna take down at least one there. 356, 318. Still the triple cap for blue. Tier 2 for Tyger. Angry Bird very late to go tier 2. Look at this, he's floating too much. Has over 200 power. This is a big float from Angry Bird. You should go tier 2 as soon as you can for efficiency's sake, I should say. 356, 288. As soon as you can after you've got everything you want in tier 1 of course. Mech Boy still harassing Angry Bird at the top, and Lord General closing for melee. He's very good at tying up stuffing melee early on, since he's reasonably durable with 3 models. 356, 261, Floyd coming in from the south. Melee Synapse is up, Adrenal Glands up on a Warrior Brood, and Tactical Marines run away. They have their Sergeant though. Dark Riku's Apothecary getting very deep in enemy territory, has combat stims, an awesome war gear I think. Gives you a damage buff and it breaks suppression and gives suppression immunity I think for 15 seconds. 356, 226, still that triple for blue. Red unable to break through, and look at the map. Autok being dropped right on the Lord General's face. The Sorcerer also there. Autok now going after the Sorcerer with a power sword. Gonna kill this Sorcerer I think. Knocked back with a special attack. There's her leap as well, and down goes the Sorcerer. She also inspires on each kill the Autok, and a passive defensive buff. Awesome mobility as well. 356, 178. Some Zinch worship. A capillary tower raised by Floyd. Also always tries to put them in these little sneaky places where they might not be able to be hit. Death Dread with burners and bits moving in for Noisy. Just 250, 60 to get one of these guys on the field now. Can't remember how much burners and bits is, I always forget. I think it's 20 power though, and 180 requisition or something. What is he doing though? A Plague Marine squad is up for Noisy, and he's got the double autocannons up. And Venom Brood is here, so that Death Dread is going to have a hell of a time trying to make an impact. 356, 131, what's going on here? Angry Bird forcing off Banshees. Sentinels still around, getting double repaired. Catachans level 2 have their Sarge queued up for tier 2. Angry Bird very late going tier 2. That Chaos Sorcerer is still down. Another Capillary Tower infestation going up. providing a speed buff and a sight radius buff for these Tyranids. Can also spit out Rippers and Spore Mines for a requisitions boss. Full retreat for Riku. Doubled there pretty much. Noisy Elmo with just Sluggers and a Death Dread, forcing off the Lord General. But can he take... Yes, this power is red and it's being held. Need to note it, I think. 305131. Mech Boy turret up here for Noisy. Don't see this thing very often. Let's see how it does. Seems to just be outperformed by the other turrets. Can he take down a Warrior Brood model with it? Does. Scout's trying to repair it as well. Mech Boy with the custom force field. He can teleport in amongst the Tyranid blob and disrupt stuff with that. 299127. Formagaunts have made it into melee with the turret. Turrets cannot attack things in melee, and it's been scuttled by the Mech Boy, which is an advantage his turret has. You can scrap it for half of the resources back, much like multi-laser turrets. 299117. Warlock in retreat. Surprised we didn't see a shuriken from Adila, or did we? And he lost it. I can't actually remember. There's the double for blue. Been quite dominant so far. Assault Marines jumping in. Have their sergeant already level 3, these guys. Wow. That Zinc Shrine spitting out Doom Bolts is taken down by the Flamer. Still one up, providing a 10% damage resistance buff for Tyger's stuff, which will stack to 20% with 2 shrines, but they both go down. Here comes Floid, Adrenal Gland Warriors, and the Hive Tyrant with no war gear, hasn't even leveled it. There is Angels of Death, 50% damage resistance and immunity to knockback. Such an awesome global for the Apothecary, and he is going into combat with the Anointed Power Axe. 47 DPS power melee weapon or thereabouts. Also drains energy and returns it to the Apothecary. Purification Rats and Combat Stims. He is built for conflict right now. In retreat there, and Tactical Marines level 3 still in here. Assault Marines jumping the blob. Sorry, that was Storm Boys jumping in with their Nob Leader, stunning that group, but it was in retreat immediately. 28170. That's a good engagement for red team. Taking mid. Can they take the south? Looks like they've taken the north. Adila has a Wraith Lord, gives it the Shuriken Cannon shoulder mounted. Dark Recruit getting a Dreadnought. Lehman Russ already on the field for Angry Bird, trying to take out this Death Dread being repaired. Death Dread in trouble. I'm surprised it's lasted this long. Noisy Elmo doing a great job keeping it around. 2637 is going to go down here though. A couple more shots from that Lehman Russ, maybe even one more. Elite tank crew is up and down goes the Death Dread. Red team still have this central power. Warlock forced off, he's level 3. Catachan still level 2. Wraith Lord is going to be countered by the Lehman Russ if Angry Bird can manage it well, which might not be so easy on this map with lots of tight areas. Not that great for vehicle pathing. Here come Formagaunts under melee synapse, still level 1 though, but they do have the End of the Swarm, takes them up to 10 models. Storm Boy's running in. That was a battery pack heal from the Mech Boy. He's level 3, almost level 4. Warriors do not lose a model. 1575 hit points at level 1, and the Storm Boys are wiped. That was terry bad for Noisy Elmo. There's the Dark Flames on that Plasma Cannon. Global ability of the Sorcerer. Here comes a Dreadnought for Riku. Pain Boy in there. Support Sub-Commander for Orks. Stronger Git Source is up. You can only heal other Orks though, so you can't really support your allies with the Pain Boy. 19270 Dreadnought scaring off all of Tyger's stuff. They do have a sizable amount of anti-vehicle though, with those double autocannons, Plague Marines and Venom Brood, as well as the Adrenal Gland Warriors of course with their melee heavy. 18970. The Space Marine Dreadnought starts off with his 2 close combat weapons, doing 100 DPS heavy melee with a 40 splash per hit as well. Also has Emperor's Fist, which allows it to disrupt and stun. The Apothecary kicking some ass here with Purification Rites. He's level 5. Hive Tyrant going after the Dreadnought. Double autocannons getting shots in. Plague Marines will also get a missile, I think. No, unable to fire it in time. Dreadnought backs off. It's a pretty good map for walkers. since you don't have to back off that far to get back to the relative safety of your base. There's a seismic roar from the Hive Tyrant, almost wiping out those Plague Marines, get away with 2 models and not very much health at all. See that awesome health regeneration that they have. Apothecary getting knocked around by the warriors and goes down. Huge engagement in the mid here. Brood Nest is up, allowing all of this blue stuff to reinforce, and the Dreadnought now has an assault cannon mounted. There's the barrage. Such an awesome ability that the assault cannon gives you. Down goes the Sorcerer. That Brood Nest perhaps blocking the path into the middle of it, and that was a crazy plasma cannon hit. Takes out the Brood Nest with 1 shot, pretty much. It's level 2, and another big hit. Wow, that is insane. Floyd needs to be very careful now, bunching up his units, and they need to try and get something on that plasma cannon quickly. These Havocs almost going down 6 hit points and get away some Zinch Worship. 12870. What's going on north? Angry Bird not happy about something, being as delightful as ever. Adila must have killed a bunch of stuff, killed the Leman Russ it looks like, and Angry Bird floating like crazy, obviously saving for a Bane Blade. Adila takes the north and has Fire Dragons, which no doubt helped him take down that Leman Russ alongside the Wraith Lord. Not sure exactly what happened though. 170, a double cap for red. Doom and Malachite up for Floyd. Area of effect, damage over time specialist. Super unit, I suppose we should call it now, since it can't level anymore. 8470 has commander armor, 750 hit points, and 200 energy, cannot level up. Here's a Chaos Predator for Tyger. He usually likes to get 2 Chaos Predators out before he starts thinking about marks, which is a viable strategy for sure. Do not need a mark on your Chaos stuff. 60, 70, including Chaos Space Marines and Predators. Down goes the Dreadnought. Venom Brood and Predator getting shots in. Here is the Doom of Melantai. What is he going to do? There is a Paroxysm on retreat path of those Fire Dragons, but they're okay. 50, 70. Paroxysm doing 2% damage per tick for 8 seconds. Does extra damage to heavy and super heavy infantry because it is psychic damage, which works like plasma in terms of damage bonuses. Adila has some idle Banshees, now they cap. Bane Blade on the way for Bird, but is it going to come in time to make an impact? There's the 2-1 for Blue. Done an amazing job to come back into this red team and get a VP lead after that triple that was up for so long. There is Paroxysm, but Sluggers get healed by Battery Pack. But he needs to be careful here. He's being pincered from 2 sides. Here comes a Dreadnought for support. Sluggers live somehow. The Doom of Melantai getting close to use Absorb Life and drain health. There is Paroxysm again. Pain Boy in combat with Warriors is going to wipe here, I think. Down goes a Warrior Brood model, maybe not. Pain Boy does decent power melee damage, has a 40 power melee DPS knife that does damage over time. 40, 53. Another Dreadnought for Riku, and it's going to go down, I think. 2 Predators wailing on it, as well as the auto cannons and that Plague Marine squad. No chance. There's a Rocks though from Noisy, just completely erased both of the Havocs there. Good grief. 28-53. If red team just did a little bit better in that engagement and preserved a little bit, that Rocks could have brought them right back into the game. But as it stands, I think red team will struggle to get back into it because Floyd has preserved all of his squads and has a Doom. Angry Bird trying to cap north. 28-40. It's so close, under attack from a Wraith Lord. Bane Blade in turn attacking the Wraith Lord. Fire Dragons getting rear armies, and look at that DPS. They're short range melter guns. The Lord General gets away. No, he doesn't. Here come Catatrons. What can they do though? They can't repair, but they are going to help take down this Wraith Lord with their melter gun, surely. Yes. Demolisher Cannon on the VP. Boom. 28-10. There's the triple, and blue team have this. What an awesome game. There is the victory for blue. Very strong performance in the mid by Floyd. That plasma cannon from Riku though was awesome. Angry Bird getting a Bane Blade and taking the north. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you next time.